Written during a time of revival in 1858, Stand Up for Jesus echoes the Bible's call for believers to stand up and serve the Lord mightily. This hymn calls us to stand up, put on the gospel armor, and serve Jesus courageously. The following are the events which led to the writing of this powerful hymn. In 1858, a great city-wide revival swept across the city of Philadelphia. It was called the Work of God in Philadelphia. One of the predominant teachers was the 29-year-old Dudley Ting. He was known as a bold, fearless, and uncompromising preacher with great influence on the other spiritual leaders around him. After his father retired from the ministry, Dudley pastored his father's church. Soon after he took over the pulpit, some of the members became upset about his straightforward doctrinal preaching and his strong stand against slavery. So he resigned the church, and with a group of faithful followers, he organized a new church. In addition to his duties as a pastor, he started holding noonday services at the downtown YMCA. On March 30, 1858, over 5,000 men gathered for a noon meeting to hear him preach. Over 1,000 men were saved on that day. During the sermon, the young preacher remarked, "I would rather that this right arm were amputated at the trunk than that I should come short of my duty to you in delivering God's message." The next week, while visiting in the country and watching the operation of a corn thresher, he accidentally got his loose sleeve caught and his arm was lacerated severely. The main artery was severed. His arm was amputated, but because of severe infection, he died 4 days later. At his deathbed, when asked for his final statement, he whispered, "Let us all stand up for Jesus." His close friend and fellow preacher, George Duffield, heard that statement and the following Sunday preached a memorial sermon on his late friend, taking as his text Ephesians chapter 6, verse 14. He closed the sermon with a poem he had written inspired by the words of his dying friend. Stand up for Jesus, ye soldiers of the cross. Lift high his royal banner, it must not suffer loss. The lyrics soon found their way into a Baptist newspaper, and the hymn spread from there. Several melodies have been written for this hymn. The one used in most hymnals was written by George Webb.